You're watching Cartell TV and I'm Jenny. Stay tuned to the end of the video where we show you how you can win your own Isuzu D-MAX hat, like this, and a Cartell TV t-shirt. So like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, it's finally here with us, the all-new D-MAX that is actually all new. No facelifts here. Now there was a lot of Aussie love for the old D-MAX and our Cartell team was included. But let's face it, it was time for an update. And boy, did Isuzu deliver.
It has a better chassis, new engine, more spacious and better spec interior, and plenty of new comfort and safety tech.
I know, I should save some mystery for the actual review, but I have to tell you that Isuzu has not disappointed. And even fans of the old model are going to love this one. I can't wait to show you why.
There are single cab, space cab, and crew cab variants, 4x4, 4x2, high ride options, and SX, LSM, LSU, and X-Terrain variants. The last one is the top offering, available only as a 4x4 and crew cab.
Not all trims are available with all versions, but with 13 options available, you should find something to tick all your boxes. And if not, create your own with so many customizable options. And with so many variants, there are also a lot of price points to talk about.
The D-MAX SX starts from $32,200 for the SX 4x2 and goes up to $49,900 for the crew cab 4x4 with the auto gearbox. The LSM is available only as a crew cab and 4x4 in the manual and auto variants. The former starting from $51K and the latter from $2K more. The LSU is one step up, but as you can choose it as a crew cab 4x2, it starts from $48,900, so under the LSM. Of course, if you go to 4x4 territory of the LSU, the price increases and it starts from $53,900 for a space cab 4x4 auto and goes up to $56,900 for a crew cab 4x4 auto. The X-Terrain sits at the very top and comes only as a crew cab 4x4 with an automatic gearbox. It starts from $62,900 and is packed with goodies.
Naming all the available upgrades would just take too much time, so I'll say it's clearly distinguished from the rest of the pack on the outside, inside, and in terms of available tech. But the one I have here is actually the Crew Cab LSU 4x4 with a few optional extras. But enough talk, let's check it out.
In terms of looks, well, it's still a ute. And that's a good thing.
With all the appreciated attempts to make utes more of a fashion statement these past few years.
Sure, heaps of plastic cladding can make it look different and more aggressive in terms of general automotive design trends. But a stripped down version is definitely considered more hardcore by most ute fans.
Speaking of upgrades, over the previous model, and the one before that, and the one before that.
The D-MAX styling details now make it far more modern. I have to point out this narrowing section of the headlights that connects to the grille, as it reminds me of a similar solution used on the BMW F33 series.
These chrome strips in the grille look nice.
But they are even nicer blacked out on the X-Terrain.
The tail lights are also more modern and are definitely the standout feature on the rear.
They make the rear look okay, which is high standards for most SUVs and pretty much all utes.
There's only one engine option here, and I don't think that anyone who likes the old D-MAX will complain.
It is a chain-driven 4-pot 3-litre turbo diesel.
Now Isuzu says it's all new, and we do believe them, but the power increase is not that much.
The new D-MAX now has 140 kilowatts and 450 newton meters of torque. What is noticeably better is the low down push, as all the torques now come from just 1600 revs and go up to 2600. Moreover, 400 newton meters is available from just 1400 revs and 300 newton meters from just 1000 revs.
Honestly, on a peaceful cruise, you can keep the revs pretty low without stressing the engine.
Behind the wheel, while it's a zippier ride, the engine does not feel much more powerful because it's not.
However, it just feels like there's so much less effort to do anything in this one. The low down torque is awesome and the gearbox really knows how to work with it.
The effortless nature is further emphasised by a noticeably quieter operation, which makes the new D-MAX a lot better cruiser.
And also, it's so much more comfortable. I mean, there's still a little bit of body roll in some corners, which is understandable, but it's much less intrusive than it was before.
Rear 3-leaf springs are still standard on all models, and while most competitors offer 5 leaves, but Isuzu claims their 3-leaf setup is noticeably more hardcore than before while being lighter.
They also say it's more flexible, and that works really well with the improved wheel articulation.
I should say that single cab models also have a 3-leaf setup, but a more hardcore one.
The rear setup is obviously a little bit more comfortable with some weight pushing on in the back.
Still, this is a ute with leaf spring rear, so it is bound to be a bit harsh when going over bumps without any weight in the back.
The gearbox in this one is an automatic and it's an updated version of the old 6-speed.
While Aisin, the manufacturer of this unit, does have 8-speed gearboxes, I have to say how great this one is with this engine.
It did a great job in the old one and it does even better in this one, making added use of the low down push.
It has a few hardware changes and a new software that together result in smoother and a bit faster shifts and more suitable for hardcore situations.
The steering feel has also changed with electric power steering. It's a lot lighter during city speeds and it actually progressively gets heavier as you speed up to help you keep control. And it's a really good feel.
Understandably, 4x4 models have 2 high, 4 high and 4 low. And now they also have a rear differential lock in 4 low.
Want more? Approach and departure angles are also now improved.
As is ground clearance and weight in depth that now comes up to 800 millimeters.
Now the numbers vary slightly between models, but as a general guideline,
approach angles are at around 30 degrees, departure angles are between 23 and 29 degrees, and ramp over angles are around 23 to 24 degrees.
Simone's going to take the D-MAX off the beaten track soon and check out some more of its off-road capabilities. So keep a watch out for that one.
They managed to find the perfect mix of increasing the interior space while making the D-MAX more capable off-road by increasing the wheelbase, but decreasing the overall length.
Nice job, Isuzu.
Towing capacity is unbraked 750 kilograms, braked 3,500 kilograms, and the payload is from 970 kilograms for the X-Terrain all the way up to 1,320. All automatic variants get adaptive cruise control, while every car gets things like blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, AEB, trailer sway control, rear cross traffic alert, driver attention assist, more airbags than in any other ute, including the one between the 2 front seats, and a lot more.
Once again, even the SX gets all this.
It really is packed with safety kit, far better than the outgoing model.
Now this should tell you just how committed Isuzu is to keeping the D-MAX a beloved favourite in Australia.
The interior is far more upmarket than before.
From the moment I got inside, it was so obvious how much better they've made it.
The overall design is more modern with boxy, more elegant lines, but definitely still portraying the rugged ute nature. Even the SX gets 7-inch touchscreen with Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, while this LSU has a 9-inch one.
It looks great and it's really responsive, and we'll pay a little bit more attention to it in our next review.
Under it, there are aircon controls, which also look and feel like they belong in a comfortable car.
The same goes for this multi-function steering wheel.
Although it has a lot of buttons, they are large enough to be operated even with your gloves on.
The seats are also so much better, with more support even in the base trim.
The front has those familiar cup holders in front of the air vents and also 2 more in the central console. Of course, there are also door pockets, glove box, a tray in front of the gear shifter, a bin under the armrest, and...
Remember the little cubby on top of the dash in the 2019 D-MAX? My arch nemesis? Well, now that cubby doesn't need to be charmed or beaten into submission for it to open.
However, there are also some complaints, though nothing we really would not expect.
For example, the interior does come with a few bits of the hard plastic, but to be fair, it seems fairly scratch-proof, so it's functional.
This goes even for the very top trim, but it's a ute, so I'll give it a pass.
When you get in the back, you'll notice air vents, which is quite unusual for utes. You've also got charging ports, cup holders in the armrest, seat back pockets, and a hook for your shopping bags, which is really handy.
Even with adults in the back, legroom and headroom are pretty good.
Now the knee angle is not the best for taller passengers, but it's not worse than any of the competitors. And just for note, the seat is pushed all the way back due to my very tall producer being in the front seat.
There's more storage space under the rear seats.
Actually, fold up and down at the back. The new D-MAX is more expensive, but it's also pretty much better in every aspect.
The drive is better, the interior is better, and more spacious. Off-road cred is improved, the safety is amazing even in the base trim, and you also get a comprehensive bumper-to-bumper 6 years, 150,000 kilometre warranty, up to 7 years of roadside assist, and cap price servicing for the first 7 scheduled services.
I have to give credit to the engineers at Isuzu because that reliable engine that was 10 years old was one of the biggest selling points in that car, and people love it. I feel that this is a noticeably better engine and they really haven't strayed too far from that old favourite. So let's hope that it stays to the same standards.
Now, the D-MAX is less of a compromise. The ability, durability, and ruggedness are still here, but you don't have to turn a blind eye to the interior and safety tech anymore.
Haven't seen enough of the D-MAX in action? Well, I'm excited for our upcoming Aussie adventure in the D-MAX, so stay tuned for that. Thanks again for watching Cartell TV. What do you think of the all-new D-MAX? Is it everything that you hoped for and more? Let us know in the comments. And as mentioned, we are giving away this hat and a Cartell TV t-shirt. So if you want to win that, make sure you have subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and leave us a comment in the feed about why you think you should win. And of course what you think about the D-MAX. We'll announce that on our Facebook and Instagram pages, so make sure you're following us on those as well. And we'll see you next time. Peace!